Maintenant, j'invite Paul Sweeney and his team à se présenter à la tribune. And you know the rules.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Good morning. My name is Jessica Lyle. I'm the immediate past president for the Nova Scotia branch of the CBA. Today, I'm honored to be here to speak on behalf of Paul Sweeney. Paul is passionate about life. He's passionate about being a lawyer, and Paul is certainly passionate about this organization. Paul and I rose through the ranks of our respective provincial executive tables at the same time. We sat on the CBA board together, and we are now, of course, CBA branch past presidents together. Paul is inspiring to me because he is taking his CBA commitment to the next level, to the ultimate level, if you will. I know how hard he has worked in his time on the Ontario branch executive table. I know how well he has spoken on behalf of his branch and at the meetings we have attended together. I've seen how much he cares for his branch, how enthusiastic he is. His support of and belief in the CBA is infinite, and it is easy to see his sincerity when he speaks. Paul is now willing to dedicate himself to doing that for the organization nationally, full-time. He takes this on knowing the level of commitment involved. He takes this on knowing that he will have to juggle this with his practice and also, importantly, with his family life, because his wife and kids still need him, and I know they are his ultimate priority. I know Paul will be a great president of the Canadian Bar Association. He is smart, articulate, responsive. Important to me, he has a sense of humor. And he takes time to nurture the things that to me personally are truly important, being the CBA and his family as well. I urge you to vote for Paul as our national president in 2015. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Sharon Matthews. I'm the past president of the BC branch, and it is my pleasure to be supporting Paul Sweeney for a position of second vice president of the CBA. While preparing to speak to you about why I encourage you to also support Paul, my mind was drawn to the incredibly successful Law for the Future Fund auction. The auction delivers great goods in an exciting way with excellent results. These are the qualities we should look for in a second vice president. We are best served by someone who has the history of delivering the goods, who has a plan for the future, but who can also thrill and impress us with the ability to anticipate changing opportunities and deftly adapt the plan to take advantage of them. Paul's history proves that he delivers the goods. You saw an example of that yesterday when he presented the Why I Went to Law School campaign that he successfully deployed while president of the Ontario Bar Association. His concise and informative promotional material demonstrates that he has proven himself to our colleagues and to his toughest critic, his daughter, who testifies on the back that Paul is the best dad I ever had. She's obviously earned the art of honest advocacy from her father. In a moment, Paul will tell you about the other goods he plans to bring to the table. Listen and you will learn that Paul has the intelligence, the esprit de corps, and the sense of humor to see opportunities around the corner and to take the CBA to the next level. I give you Paul Sweeney.
Merci, Jessica et Sharon. C'est un grand plaisir d'être ici aujourd'hui avec vous tous. I have really enjoyed traveling this country and talking to members about the Canadian Bar Association, and I'd like to thank Janet for helping make this campaign a good experience for me. À l'Association de barreaux canadiens, nous défendons nos intérêts, nous enseignons et nous célébrons, et nous sommes fiers de nos efforts. Au cours des 20 dernières années, dans mes diverses capacités dans l'ABC, y compris le comité de finances de l'ABC, en tant que le président de l'ABO, j'ai découvert que notre succès repose sur la bonne communication avec la profession juridique et avec le public, 2, la promotion de nos futurs leaders. Et 3, le bien-être de nos membres. Ceux-ci seront mes objectifs. As president of the Ontario branch and as part of this campaign, I have had the opportunity to meet with members of the Canadian Bar Association from across the country to discuss their interests, concerns, and how they think lawyers fit into the world. I'm always struck by the values and aspirations that we share. As I've said, it's a bit like meeting distant cousins. We have a certain bond, a history, and while we can have disagreements, we have common values. A commitment to our clients and our communities, a desire to improve the justice system and the law, and an awareness of the obligations that we owe to each other. I like to say that lawyers solve problems. We solve problems both big and small. At the Canadian Bar Association, we strive to solve lawyers' problems. And examples of how we do that are, 1, by ensuring solicitor and client privilege is respected by lawmakers, so that clients can freely and openly give information to lawyers, and lawyers can continue to do their important work effectively. 2, by seeking clarification of the rules of conflict of interest to make the practice of law easier for lawyers. And I congratulate Malcolm Mercer and his team for the intervention of the Supreme Court of Canada, and in particular, the communication strategy, which has highlighted the great work done. We are also working with accountants to prepare a joint policy statement to address audit inquiries. Someone's got to do it. That's just some of the work the Canadian Bar Association does to make it easier for lawyers to practice law. And we also provide support, help, guidance, and care to our members who face personal difficulties. This is a very important part of what we do, and we'll continue to do that. At the CBA, we advocate for, educate, support, and celebrate our members. You know the Canadian Bar Association is the true voice of the profession, and our advocacy for improvements in the law and the profession is the strongest in the country. And we use our voice most effectively when we have consulted broadly and achieved a consensus to one highly credible and persuasive position. If we focus on the core values we share as lawyers, we will continue to ensure that our voice is heard and that we improve the administration of justice and foster respect for the rule of law. During my time on the National Board, there are 4 achievements of which I am particularly proud. These are the establishment of the Envisioning Equal Justice Initiative. This is an important acknowledgement of our commitment to access to justice. And as we have seen here, we're lucky to have the excellent leadership and support of Melina and John and Sheila. In traveling across this country, it's clear to me that access to justice is an important issue for all Canadians. And we are committed to ensuring that it is seen as a fundamental right. And access to justice includes an appreciation of the effects of the graying of the bar on smaller communities, and the need to encourage newly called lawyers to appreciate the benefits of practicing outside of large urban centres. British Columbia, Manitoba, and Alberta are all making strides in this area. Lawyers not only provide legal services, but are valuable contributors to their communities. And I support campaigns to encourage lawyers to work outside of large urban centres. We also launched the Inquiry into the Future of Legal Practice. We're going to talk more about that today. It's important that we, as the premier legal organization of the country, provide leadership in this area. Our Measuring Diversity initiative is an important tool, and I know you all want to join me in thanking Level Chan and his committee for the leadership that they have provided. And we formulated a focused strategic plan which has been accepted by the branches in CCA. The plan recognizes the commitment to influence and leadership, community, education, cohesion, and organizational excellence. This is a great tool to focus our future efforts. A nation of lawyers all pulling together is unbeatable. We educate, we provide outstanding high-quality educational programs. Nous devons nous assurer de les offrir dans les 2 langues officielles pour soutenir les juristes d'expression française. Our educational programs are strengthened when we share knowledge and resources among various sections, conferences, and branches. We know that education, PD, is a main driver for membership. We must continue to be innovative in our program delivery. And we celebrate. We celebrate the accomplishments of our members as a way of championing the profession and highlighting lawyers' crucial role in society. The awards we hand out provide us an opportunity to highlight our members and provide a window into the values of the Canadian Bar Association. I was delighted to be in attendance in Halifax on January 31st when more than 300 people attended the inaugural Bench and Bar dinner. 3 former justices of Nova Scotia were granted honorary memberships in the Canadian Bar Association. It was a room full of warmth, humor, and genuine enthusiasm for the important role the Canadian Bar Association plays in Canadian life. And as I've traveled the country, I've talked about the Touchstone and Sojik Awards and how proud I am of the recognition we offer to equity-seeking groups. I'm enthusiastic about the future of the practice of law and encourage Claire and Grant to consider a career in law where I know they will be accepted for who they are. So we educate, we advocate, we celebrate, and communication is the key to it all. As President, I will continue to ensure that we effectively communicate to members and non-members all that we do. And open lines of communication among the branches, sections, conferences, and national is critical. I'm committed to at least monthly communication, in person or by telephone, with the branches, CCCA, chair of sections, and chair of conferences, so we can share our concerns, our challenges, and our successes. In addition, I will work with the executive and staff to ensure that our board and council meetings provide an opportunity for volunteer engagement. The opportunity to talk about our successes and failures in an open forum is crucial to achieving the community and cohesion that we articulate in our strategic plan. Let's continue to have that engagement in the future. En Ontario, en tant que le président de l'ABO, je me suis rendu à la plupart des facultés de droit de l'Ontario pour parler en direct aux étudiants des avantages de l'adhésion de l'ABC. As CBA president, I would travel to the law schools across the country to talk about the benefits of CBA membership and encourage students to get actively involved in our association. We need to inspire young lawyers. My goal as CBA president is to work with volunteers, members, and staff to ensure the CBA champions, supports, and inspires lawyers and advances justice through effective advocacy, high-quality legal education, vibrant practice sections and conferences, and effective networking opportunities. And I will forge and maintain the lines of communication necessary to make that happen. I hope you will support and join me in pursuing that goal. Merci beaucoup.